What hand do you drink with? Like when you pick up a drink?
Both hands.
Double fist and phone number get leaked?
Dude, yes.
Oh, it sucks.
But not how you would think.
It's like birth control, and it helps me grow my hair back. He's like, why isn't anybody talking about this?
I'm just glad there's one other golfer here as bad as me.
Yeah, dude, it's like fully taken over our lives.
I think AI is coming for our job. Shopify, my friend. Shopify is the answer if you need to open or reinvent your online store. Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns. Turn your dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling online today at shopify.com/wideopen. Go to shopify.com/wideopen. That is shopify.com/wideopen. Yeah, not looking so dumb for spending all that money on them clubs now, am I?
Not at all, bro. CJ's got to be matched you or over you.
Other than that you guys golf multiple times a week and I still haven't even looked at the course.
Was the last time you golfed for Ben's birthday?
Yeah.
Which was the first time you used your clubs?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it's like fully taken over our lives.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to like impose, but I haven't gotten the invite. Well, and I don't know if I'm like worried about slowing you guys down or something, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of an open invite though. It's like everyone goes.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. And then I like go home and then it's like, oh, wow, we're golfing.
You got the membership, right?
I didn't. I knew I wasn't going to golf that much.
Well, it's kind of like you have the membership, you might as well use it, so you just go.
I have so many things that I have that I might as well use. I had to like draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, we've been golfing so much. Greta was just like, she was kind of getting on me the other day of like, just, you guys are golfing so much. It's like you're just really old. I was like,
that's fine.
I was like, is that bad? She was like, it's just like such an old person thing to do. And like the amount that you guys are going, it's like, only old people can golf that much. And I think she was trying to make me be like, you're right, I should stop golfing as much.
Yeah, golf is not as cool as we think it is.
Yeah, but I was just like, yeah, I guess I'm growing up. She was like, backfired.
Just backfired on her.
It's another week. We're fired up about golf. We won't bore you with it too much longer.
I do have one more thing to say on it. I was driving. I take the back way to the shop now. Like there's the highway, there's the normal way, and then there's the back way. So I've been taking the scenic route. You know, I figure it adds a minute or two to my drive time, but I don't have to sit at every red light as I drive through DL. And I drive by all the golf courses. And I'm driving down the road this morning in my Hummer, and I'm just looking at the road. Yep, just like this. And I just see this white ball come flying over to the side, bounce on the road in front of me, and go over behind my car. And I look, there's about a 71-year-old man and all of his buddies standing there. And
were they laughing?
No, they looked shocked. Like they were like, oh shit. Actually, his buddies were laughing. He looked scared. So I pulled right up and hit the brakes and rolled down the window. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I go, I'm just glad there's one other golfer here as bad as me.
I bet they love that. Man, Ken,
Got
how
a
many
good
cars
chuckle.
have you hit now?
I hit 2 and then I stopped going to that course.
He hit 2 parked cars hard.
Yeah. Yep.
Hard. Like he got
Like
a real
full-
good hold of it and then sent it in the wrong direction, right towards the parking lot.
The thing about it, though, is like at that course, it's got to be pretty common. Like the clubhouse gets hit all the time. You've actually hit the clubhouse.
Ben said he's never seen that before.
I've
So I'm
never
pretty
seen
proud of it.
Never seen it. Yeah, I've been playing out there for like
I scared
15
everyone
years.
that was
and
like,
I bet.
CJ
So it
managed to
doesn't
get a
get
hold
hit
of
all
it.
the time, or it does?
No, not the hole that CJ hit it on.
Oh, okay.
He was still getting his yardage dialed in, and he went over the green probably 20 yards, caught concrete, and then it bounced again, and then it landed up on the roof of the clubhouse, which is tin. And so it was just like it made a ruckus, landing and then coming down the whole way. And I was just like, just go to the next hole. Just go to
Everyone
the
was
next hole.
looking. I like turned and looked behind me. Like,
Yeah.
who hit that?
Did it drop down into the gutter and like roll out onto the
Probably,
ground like
yeah.
Happy Gilmore style?
But the thing is, though, Ken, is like where that parking lot is, it's just kind of a flawed design. Where like, dude, if you're hitting a gnarly slice, which is like, it's more common than just being like a bad golfer. Like there's plenty of golfers that just hit bad, like you just hit a bad shot, it's golf. And it is your fault because you are hitting them. But it's like, it's also, I don't know. I wouldn't just completely just chalk it up like I'm never going back there again.
Yeah, Ken.
Yeah, we need to get you some lessons, Ken.
I was actually talking with the lady about that.
bet.
Might do it next month.
I am proud of you though, Ken.
lady.
Like that you're sticking with it, because like it's pretty rough out there for you. I'm not gonna lie. But
14 balls last time I played with him.
yeah,
Really?
Oh, I was down to
18
4
holes.
last night.
Nice. It was
Well,
not. You played 9, but yeah.
You have some rough hits, but you do sometimes make some really solid contact where it goes straight and far. And every time I look at you and I say, "That's why we're out here, Ken."
And the good hits are getting more common. Just they're not that common yet.
I'm just
so
proud of you, man, for sticking with it.
Do you swing lefty?
I don't know. I swing whatever.
He swings righty. Maybe
know.
he's swinging the wrong way.
That is an insane answer, bro.
That was a crazy answer.
Yeah,
Your
Yeah,
clubs
he
are
swings the same
only
way as
one
me.
way.
No, Ken, you're a righty. You
It's
don't
like,
swing lefty.
is your car left-hand drive? I don't know.
I just get on the side of the steering wheel.
That I think Ken just saying that gives us a lot of clarity of what he's doing out on the golf course.
Well, it's kinda like
he does not know.
I
He doesn't
learned.
even know which way he's swinging.
I learned with whatever clubs I learned on, and it's like you can't just unlearn that and start doing it the other way. Like that's just not possible.
So then you're righty. I was gonna say maybe
I think
you need to try lefty.
I think you might be a lefty. You right left-handed. You do everything else lefty. I think you might swing a golf club lefty because you're so bad swinging right.
I mean, that actually makes sense. I was wondering if you were trying to hit lefty and maybe there was like an unlocked skill you had.
No, I don't know. I think at this point I'm slowly getting better. So there's no reason to just throw all that away and start
I
over.
agree.
What hand do you drink with? Like when you pick up a drink?
Both hands.
double fist in it normally.
Like a baby?
Well, no, you got
Or
one drink in the
ambidextrous.
left hand, one drink in the right hand.
There you go. At least you got that one
Right
figured
answer.
out.
So what's going on here?
Well, I just figured we hadn't seen Randy in a little bit. And he was just sitting over there lonely on the concrete floor. So I brought him up here.
Dude, how hard was he to get up here?
Well, he dragged me into it.
I
so.
know. I walked
did.
up, Ken and Ryan. You knocked over the light. The tripod's getting bounced that way.
Yeah.
Why don't
Randy's
we,
a big boy.
Why don't we just put like an actual human in place of him named Spencer?
Because that would make
I'm
too much
down.
sense.
I don't know. We could. You want to move him, Spenny? You want to take over his
Randy
spot?
doesn't provide much value. He's kind of like Evan when he doesn't feel like he has anything to say or add to it. Like that's probably the same equivalent.
That's what I thought. I was like, I don't know.
Okay, well,
He's
let's
fine.
at least hear what he has to say, and then we'll get Spenny in here.
Nice.
Man, with few words, he's more focused on the stunts.
Ken, why don't you come in here and move Randy out of the way for us?
I'm going to need help for that.
I did get him most of the way up the stairs by myself.
Hold on.
Whoa. There we go. Oh. See you, Randy.
This is what it looks like at about 1 a.m.
Kind of feel bad for taking Randy's spot.
Oh no, he's tired, dude.
You
He's
seem
chilling.
pissed.
He's fine. No, he's chilling. He's just a little tired. He was up late. Anyways, so I was watching this podcast last night with Andrew Huberman, and he put this wild stat out that has been tested 5 out of 5 times, and I felt like it was applicable to us because not that we have a problem with anyone being gay, but like we've just been speculating some people of our friends and our group that could possibly be gay. So anyways, if everyone could just hold out their hand here, tell which finger is longer, either your ring finger or your pointer.
My ring's longer than my pointer.
Ryan, how you looking?
What?
Which one's longer, Ryan?
Yeah, I have the same as Spenny.
Okay, well, that's good.
Same.
Mike, okay.
Ring.
Ring is
Benjamin?
longer than pointer.
They're pretty close, but the ring is longer.
Okay. Well, anyways, if your pointer finger is longer than your ring finger, you like didn't get a certain amount of like a hormone at birth, and they found that like it holds up with like people that are homosexual.
I got 2 gay cousins. Should we call them up and check?
Do it.
Yes,
Do
call
it.
him.
Call them up and
Should
check.
we actually?
Yeah, I got a
Dude,
gay
but-
buddy. I got a gay buddy. I'll call up right
So
now.
straight up, I was just like mind blown because he said that, and I was like, wow, I wonder maybe need to take this to the boys.
So you took this information from this podcast, face value, it's true.
No,
Okay.
but
You
I
researched.
wanted to, I
researched.
think it could mean something, so I just wanted to, just
Should
see.
we put it to the test?
yeah.
I never realized this before, but the index finger on my right hand is like a little bit longer than the one on my left.
Which one's your index finger?
The
Thank
pointer
you,
finger.
Your pointer finger is longer than your
No,
ring
no,
finger?
it's still shorter than the ring finger, but like
Ken-
my right one is, you can tell it's longer.
Okay. Well, yeah.
All
All right.
Let me call my buddy.
Ryan, your phone.
Hello?
Sorry.
Man,
Sorry.
just because you
That
have
was
one
uncalled
friend
for.
who consistently hangs out with you, then all of a sudden you're in
Hold
love
on.
with them.
Spenny, call him.
Hell of a
Should we give
setup.
him a call?
Wait, you have 2 cousins that are also gay? I just have 1. Sorry. Is that weird to ask them?
I don't think so. They're pretty cool.
Just don't give them any
call
context.
and
Are
just say,
they-
hey,
He'll be cool. He'll be cool.
hey, just let me know which finger is longer, your ring finger or your pointer finger. That's all we need to know. Huberman's pretty legit.
So
Unless-
5 out of 5 times, and then now
He
we
said
broke
it
it
held
here.
up 5 out. No, we're not gay, Ryan.
But Ben said I was.
Oh,
It's just joking, Ryan. I was just joking.
but like, there's people who are gay and their pointer fingers were longer than their.
When was the last time you talked to him?
Oh, I talk to him all the time. I hang out with them all the time. I love my cousins. They're great.
I just love. When's the last time you talked to your buddies? Ben, he's like, I FaceTime every single one of my buddies every
Every
day.
Every single day, actually.
Every Wednesday.
You're always on the phone.
Here, let's call his boyfriend. He didn't answer. Who knows? They're probably working. I mean, people work in Canada.
Not
I
very hard.
find
On the
that
maple
hard to
syrup
It's not
farm?
like around here where everybody just kind of hangs out. All
Okay.
right, they're not answering.
Anyways,
they
here, I'm
must
gonna
be doing
pop
something.
this up.
You want to hear some wild data on homosexuality and
Yeah.
hormones? Okay, so years ago when I was a graduate student at Berkeley, I was part of a study, I wasn't the main author, that looked at finger length ratios and homosexuality in men and women and how much testosterone was in utero. Now, I don't want anyone to freak out and just start staring at their fingers, but because it has to be measured correctly.
All right.
All right. So if you hold up your right hand, like I'm holding up my right hand, my ring finger here is a little bit longer than my pointer finger. Let me
Okay.
see.
Which one's ring finger?
Your ring finger is a little bit longer than your pointer finger.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the typical heterosexual male pattern.
Okay.
Now, people are going to be like, this is bullshit. Listen, this has been replicated more than 5 times in humans. Okay. This pointer finger is smaller than the
5
ring
times?
finger. Okay, it's called the D2 to D4 ratio. Scientists are super nerdy.
5
If
different
you
studies.
look at gay men that identify as gay, that difference is much more pronounced. It's directly related to how much testosterone you were exposed to in utero when you were in your mommy's belly.
Can I put this hand down? Yeah.
So yeah, you can put that hand down. Gay men have a hyper male pattern. The index finger, the pointer finger tends to be relatively shorter than the ring finger.
Oh, so I heard that wrong.
We got it all wrong.
So it's not whether it's longer, it's whether it's
Much
significantly shorter. All right, guys, we're not out of the woods here. Everyone put your hands back up. Put your hands back up.
Well, define the ratio here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
how
might
do you-
need a fucking tape measure.
Because Spenny's is looking pretty mountainous over there.
Wait, so
I don't know. Is this just a whole thing to get us to look like this at our nails?
Now, how do we know, CJ?
Well, apparently the pointer finger should be significantly shorter. It's not. It's
It
not a
should be?
matter. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
so
a
you're saying
bigger
it should be
difference.
close.
If it's a bigger difference, then you're.
then you're not looking good.
Yeah, I heard it wrong the first time. Now we watch the clip. So
Then you're like dialed then, right, Ken? Because yours are the
Well,
same?
No, mine are different. My
on,
left
do you
is different
want
from my
this?
right.
you'd rather them not be a huge difference.
Mine's a huge difference.
Yeah, mine's pretty
Yeah,
big.
that is Spenny. I'm not
Mine's
gonna
a
lie.
massive
He's looking
difference.
pretty suspicious right now.
There you go, bud.
Yours isn't looking
Your
any
Spenny's
better
is
than
like
mine.
Spenny's is like textbook.
Oh, he is looking really good, actually. Ryan's looking
Yeah,
so
Ryan-
good.
Ryan's looking hetero.
Yeah.
Looking pretty
clean.
hetero. That's
There
a
we
pretty
go.
hetero.
I'm definitely
hands,
not
Ryan.
out clean yet.
Spenny.
But that makes sense because I got my cousin,
yeah,
gay,
it
so
might
it's
be
in the
something
it might be in the
biological.
blood. Yeah,
it might be
in the blood.
biological.
and then I somehow
Like
just
in the genetics.
yeah, I just made it out clean. Not clean,
Well,
but
you don't know. Have you ever
Sure.
thought about it?
I've never thought about it.
Well, you should think harder about it.
I feel pretty comfortable.
Ben, you look pretty stumped over there. You good? Pretty quiet.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Ben's
Yeah,
text-
did you not hear him? He said if there's they have a bigger difference between them. So they tend to have like a much shorter pointer finger.
Gotcha. So that's like how gay you are. The bigger the distance between.
Yeah.
What if I have a friend, he lost a portion of this finger? Does that make him like super duper?
That's outside.
Not genetic.
Because I think he would
From
be
birth.
incredibly.
You lose your pointer finger and you're just like, hey. You get cut off in a saw.
needs to be from birth.
Anyways, yeah, I thought that was interesting, and I felt like it was applicable to us, so anyways, had to bring it up, guys. Wouldn't care if any of you guys were gay. Just want to say that. I'd be happy for you.
Thanks, CJ.
Thanks,
Appreciate that.
Be proud to have a gay friend. All right.
Nothing
Good.
wrong.
Anyways,
Dude, I've been feeling like Ken today. Been getting calls like crazy.
phone number get leaked?
Dude, yes.
Oh, it sucks.
But not how you would think. It got leaked, I think, by my bank.
No.
Well, it's good to know
and
they're
I've been
secure.
getting the worst kind of phone calls finance bros have been calling
Oh, they're
me.
not even fans.
No, I've legit, Mike. I've probably gotten 50.
Whoa.
Right here.
Answer it.
Chill.
Watch this.
Chill.
They fucking ended on me.
I watched
Wow.
your
Just
phone.
call him
and
back.
You, like I saw you hanging up, and I was like, "Damn, Ben's like pissed that
Dude.
No, that's
people are calling
that's
him."
way more lame than getting a call from a fan. I just got a call in the meeting and they're like, "It is Money Mike." And what are you doing? I'm like,
mortgage lending.
"Oh yeah, lame."
If you were called by mistake or would like to be removed from our database, please
There you go.
You can go into your settings and then it just silences any unknown phone numbers from your
Ken, I'm
contacts
not
list.
gonna do that though because I get calls that are like important to our business every day.
If it's
That I
important,
don't have their name.
if it's important, they'll leave a message and then you can call them back right away.
So
You got
you
a
still
point.
get the messages, but you don't get the notification.
It just silences the phone call and it sends it straight to voicemail.
I might have to resort to that. I was thinking about calling you earlier, but I knew that I was gonna get sent straight to voicemail.
Oh no, you're my contacts list.
Yeah, dude, it's actually so annoying. I'm assuming I'll probably get like 10 more.
So why are you getting so many calls from mortgage brokers?
I have no idea. I'm assuming because I'm buying a new house. I have no idea. That's the only thing
Like,
that
were
I
you
can.
shopping loans?
No,
Kind of
no.
whack.
Yeah, it's very whack. So I was put into some kind of database, and like the finance bros are just fiending for it.
Really?
Yeah, dude. But I've gotten a couple calls today that I actually need to answer. Ken,
Do you have them in your contacts list?
no,
Well, then they leave a message you can call back.
it's true. I never check my messages like that though.
Really? You don't listen to your voicemails?
I don't know. Sometimes I do, but I find myself just not
know.
most
It's
of the
such
time.
a pain to go
Dude,
in
I've been
there.
finding myself just not even answering like texts as much lately either.
Same.
Like I've just been getting like
Yeah,
just
I can tell.
Too many.
flooded on
Because we'll
text.
just
Too
like
many.
make clear set plans, and you guys will go, how were we supposed to know about that?
Dude, we got too many fucking group chats.
We do actually. We need to condense
Dude,
group
yeah.
chats.
So bad.
CJ literally made a group chat to go golfing last night. Why did you make a group chat for that?
Well, I just messaged you guys separately. I didn't want to.
I know, but it put us into a group
I
though.
know.
And I was like, what is this, Wednesday night golf crew now or something?
Wednesday night golf league?
We got our own chat.
I mean, I feel like we got groups for everything. We got like every friend group that is ancillary to ours. Like it's like a Venn diagram that we like grab on all these different circles.
Yeah.
And then the 6 of us are always in the middle of it.
I think it's also tough because like we have so many things going on at all times that aren't including like one person in the group for like surprise reasons. Like
Which I say we do a pretty good job of. We haven't really ruined many surprises via sending in the wrong group chat, which can get hard to do.
But like with your dirt bike build, had to go and start a new group chat of like, all right, who needs to be in this one? I'm like, okay, now I need one with this group minus Ken. Do that, and then it's just like a lot to keep straight.
No, there literally is a group chat with every -1, +1,
yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
ever.
Shopify, my friend. Shopify is the answer if you need to open or reinvent your online store. Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns. Shopify will give you a leg up from day one with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates that express your brand, your style, and more. Plus, forget about coding because Shopify makes it easy to make the changes that you need. Get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools. Plus, you can get that iconic purple Shopify Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world with Shopify. And it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already love it, so you better have it on your website. Turn your dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling online today at shopify.com/wideopen. Go to shopify.com/wideopen. That is shopify.com/wideopen. Making money move should be easy, and that is why there is Cash App. It's fast, it's safe, and it has no extra hoops to jump through, no extra stress, just all of the tools right there to help you cash in. Plus, sending money with Cash App actually feels safe. They look out for you if something feels or seems sketchy, or they see you might be sending money to someone like a potential scammer. They'll warn you and make you think twice before you hit send. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your cash. You can even spice up your payments with custom text, stamps, backgrounds, and more. So end the IOU battles and get Cash App. I have Cash App on my phone, and I use it all the time to both send and get money from different people. It's really convenient, and honestly, I don't know if you don't have Cash App, I don't know how you've been living without it. Just download it from your phone's app store, sign up, enter our code WIDEOPEN in your profile, and send $5 to a friend, and you'll get $10 for just getting started. For a limited time, our new Cash App users can use an exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, there is no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up and use our referral code WIDEOPEN in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you'll get $10 dropped right in your account. The terms do apply. That's money. That's Cash App.
Okay, boys, I got some news. Have you heard about the enhanced games?
No.
It's pretty crazy. I just heard about
Wait, like the Olympics for people on drugs?
Yeah. Is that like?
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
It's a new thing. The Enhanced Games is a proposed multi-sport event founded by Australian businessman Aaron D'Souza. It would allow athletes to use performance-enhancing substances without being subject to drug tests. And they're like, prepare for world records to be broken. We don't mind if you're doing performance-enhancing drugs. We encourage it, which is pretty insane. So they show, and then they're like kind of ad or clickbait per se for this article was this Olympic swimmer who's now on performance-enhancing drugs, and he looks massive. He's just like, ooh. He's like the biggest swimmer I've ever seen.
Dude, honestly, it might be leveling the playing field. It's kind of like in baseball. I don't know if it's like this anymore, but half of them were juicing, half of them weren't. So it's like just on level, you know? So you almost got to assume your opponent's cheating. So like if they're all using drugs, probably not good for your health, but in terms of but at breaking records and performance, and probably the most level.
No one's cheating.
Yeah, because you're not cheating anymore. You could do the same thing,
I just thought that was pretty wild.
Have they been doing them? Have they been playing the games? Or is everybody still training for it and they're hyping it?
It's a new thing, yeah.
Okay, so there hasn't been... Because, like, that's what I'm expecting. Like,
First
how
event, Las Vegas 2026. That's all it says.
Lit. It makes sense, but also, like, anytime that somebody breaks a record or does something cool, like, everyone's
I think it should have an asterisk.
It's not going to be legit.
But everyone's going to just be like, oh, it only happened because that they're on PEDs.
Yeah, but wasn't, like, Barry Bonds on PEDs?
Yeah, and Lance Armstrong.
A-Rod, I think.
He got popped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure A-Rod.
So, like, there's
Jose
a lot of
Canseco.
legends.
Even like some of the best moto dudes got in trouble for like drugging and doping too.
Dude, the Lance Armstrong one is crazy though. Have you guys watched like his Netflix documentary or anything about that?
So good.
Because he basically denied it.
Yeah.
For like 15 years or something.
Yeah.
A long run of denial, and then it just came out that he was on it.
I think even Michael Phelps, like the swimmer, was
smoking weed.
Was he?
Yeah, that's
what he got in trouble for. Just hurting him.
Yeah, they look at that as like a
that's just gonna hurt.
Look that up, Ken. Can you
performance enhancing?
Yeah, can you smoke
like
THC and compete in the Olympics? Because that seems like something.
Well, no, in the last
10
Olympics,
years ago that would be super taboo,
the last
but
Olympics, the one there was a gal runner who like won, and then they found out that she like smoked weed.
No, it's still banned in the Olympics.
Really? Should be able to win.
I mean, this article is from 21, but.
Wow. James Stewart for Supercross, he got banned for Adderall.
That's
really?
Right.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. But they'll get you for anything.
Yeah.
But it's because he wasn't prescribed it, or he was prescribed
That's the weirdest thing. Yeah.
No, you weren't allowed to use it while racing, even if it was a prescription, because it's like it just makes you focus. So I guess I don't know what the regulation is on it.
So the thing
imagine
about
they're like, oh, you're blind, you can't use contacts, bud.
Pro gamers get popped for that too. Like I don't know if it's like that anymore, but like if you were using like Adderall and stuff like that, they considered that as PED.
I'm assuming like for James Stewart, does that show up in a drug test, like a piss test?
Yeah, I think they would drug test him.
If he won though, like I'm assuming after he won.
After you win.
So that's what I don't understand. Like, are they just not making that clear enough, like in the rules, like? Because someone like James Stewart, like he's gonna win. He was winning either way, right?
Yeah.
So like, I can't imagine he'd be like, oh, the only way I win is if I take Adderall, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Because even like Christian Craig, another Supercross dude, he got caught for, I don't know what it was, but it was in one of the supplements that he was taking. Like it might have been a pre-workout, and there was something that was banned. So it's kind of wild, actually. Even like I got drug tested at a race in Europe. Right after the race, you come off the track, and the people are there at the clipboard, and they're like, all right, you need to come in this room right now. And you just came off the track, you're like sweating, and you go into a room and a guy watches you pee into a thing and you have to fill out a whole questionnaire, and then they send your pee away and they like test it, and then they call you back and let you know if you're clean or positive.
Something similar happened with Ryan Garcia, I think, when he got like his last fight stripped off of him. Yeah, but I think it was something like in his like supplements that he was taking.
Yeah, pre-workout, like there's a lot of stuff in pre-workout usually that is.
I was talking to a guy at the gym because I was asking him like, you know, if he had any recommendations of like supplements that I should be taking or like doing anything like that, and he was like, "Well, are you doing like a natty show or can you like be on roids for your bodybuilding?" I was like, natty, I think. I'm not trying to do steroids. And he was like, all right, well, just be careful on some of the pre-workouts that you take.
Dude, some
That's
of the
crazy,
pre-workouts,
actually.
Some of those will even show up.
I was always careful because all the racing I did is AMA, so it's like, I mean, not that I'm going to get caught. And then people don't even usually get caught. Like, I think the GNCC guys that are racing those like 3-hour races, I think they're on like HGH and stuff too. And they're like ripping, before the races, they're ripping like IVs and stuff so that they're just super hydrated, which in some series you can't even run an IV. Like, I bet you at Olympics, you probably can't run an IV during the event just so that you're super, super hydrated.
What do you mean during the event?
Are they riding with an IV?
No. Like they're going
that'd be lit.
the night before they'll go and they'll sit and they'll
or even
drip.
in per se like the 2-week span.
The
of
2-week
Olympics,
span, they call it like a vitamin bag. It's just loaded with vitamins, and you just sit there, it drips in, and then you're basically just like super high energied for however long.
It is crazy because there's just so many different things you can do to like get an edge.
Dude, even
in
like
today's age, like
even in the racing, guys were like doing this like blood spinning where they spin your blood and put more oxygen into it.
Yeah. Ozone therapy.
Therapy, and like you're not even allowed to do. I don't think Supercross. I don't think you're allowed to do that even.
How do they test that?
I don't know how they test it or what they do, but
Man, they're really regulating more things than I even thought were possible.
yeah,
I'm excited to see these enhanced games then.
I know.
And I'm
Imagine
excited,
if you
but
had a
also
drugged out Supercross rider.
kind of to your point, you're like, there's a lot more than what immediately comes to mind. Steroids, like you do worry about people just doing all of them.
Yeah, going too hard.
You guys watch Liver King's Netflix documentary?
Not
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
it. I've seen it. Yeah.
Liver King's kind of a meme within our group, so I do have to watch it. Like we have, speaking of group chats, we have our main group chat, and that is Liver King as the profile picture, and it has been for years, pretty much since he got famous.
And the group chat name is Primals.
Yes.
Which is what he would say. Primals.
Primals.
I thought it was interesting because at the end he kind of just admitted that he's just been a con artist his whole life.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy, and like he like almost seemed proud about it. Like he was kind of like smirking about it, and like he kind of just pulled another scheme, and this one was a big one though.
A long,
Probably
long con.
super profitable. Like he even kind of conned his business partners and everything supposedly. Like, you know, because they were like, yeah, I had no idea that he was juicing and all this, and it was interesting though because like his son, you can just tell like in certain shots he's in the background, kind of like
Really?
his dad's like saying some shit, you know, just
And he
being
can
his
see through
character,
it?
and he's kind of just like,
Still doing this shit.
yeah, you know, he knows it's ridiculous. Yeah, it was interesting that he pretty much admitted that
That's
he's been
wild.
a con artist his whole life.
What was his cons before this? Did he have other ones?
Yeah, he was saying like he like figured out how to
Return
things.
supplements and nutrition at like GNC without having like a receipt, but he worked at GNC, so he basically worked there and then figured out that like they would give you a full refund if you didn't like the product. So he would just like get returns and then go to another GNC and return them and then get a full refund, and like he was like falsifying receipts and stuff.
Oh, he would take other people's returns.
Yeah. But that was just one thing, and then he was like, and then I was like, you know, I was selling drugs, and then I was making drugs, and I turned into a full-on chemist in my apartment. You know, I'm assuming making like
So he
meth.
is.
I don't know what that looks like, but it was weird because it like built him up like the whole doc of like, you know, everything that he was doing, and then at like the end, you know, it all came out that he was juicing, or you know, he was on
Yeah,
steroids.
fraud.
Who would have thought the most ripped guy you've ever seen in your entire life is on steroids? And then I didn't think it was like that crazy because I was just like, everyone I feel like knew that.
Yeah.
And then he kind of like, yeah, you know, I've kind of been like shady my whole life without like saying it directly like that. And then he said like all the different things that he did, and then it kind of just ended there. And I was
yeah,
like,
and he was like kind of
dude,
smirking about it.
all they
like,
had to do, like
Yeah,
they kind
one
of just
high
did him
note.
dirty like that, and it was definitely like the payoff of the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Did he
Yeah, I mean,
do
if
the
they
documentary? Like, did he line it
yeah,
up?
Yeah.
I mean, if
He's
he's in it.
They filmed like his whole life. Like when he got famous, they pretty much, which is really interesting to see like the documentaries of, a lot of people like that. Dude, they just have like doc crews following them around.
That is cool. I like to see that.
It's really cool. Like when someone like that is like rising to fame, it's wild that they just have like enough like instinct to be like,
Yeah.
we should just film everything from here.
Yeah, we better just cash out on the documentary at the end.
Yeah, which is kind of how it was.
You think Liver King's good? Like he did this doc and like basically shot himself in the foot for his trustworthiness for the rest of his life. But you think he's good on money?
Oh, yeah,
for the rest of his
100%.
life?
For sure, dude.
Bro, he's making $100 million a year.
Worst case, he
Is
just
or
drops
was?
in.
His net worth is 310.
310
Yeah, he's
million?
got, like,
Yeah.
Dude,
big
I'd eat a
houses
couple
everywhere.
horse balls or whatever it was for 310 million.
But he was rich before he
Bull.
got famous.
How do you get rich before? Like you said, he's been scheming.
He was doing like the ancestral living, and then he started
Yeah,
like
he's
he
still-
he was like genuinely doing that.
He was making his
So
social media money.
No. So he was ripped, right? He was rich. He was ripped. He had his like ancestral living company, like selling these supplements and like this nutrition that's like ancestral living, right?
Before
without
social
like
media.
straight up eating like testicles and shit. It was before social media, and then he went to like this marketing firm and was basically like, I want you to help me get a million followers. And then this marketing firm just saw this beefcake of a guy, and they were like, okay, well, we could probably do that. And they just started trying things, and then like pretty much within like a month of hiring this marketing firm, he blew up.
Wow.
Because he was like always making like the good morning, like walk in the woods, and they would get like 100 likes for
Wow.
like years. And then he like switched up with this marketing firm, and then the marketing firm at the end was like, we felt like we were lied to when he came out like that he was doing drugs. I was like, bullshit. You guys were
they
just trying
knew.
to protect yourselves.
Yeah,
Like,
they did what they did. They marketed.
he said he was natty. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, you guys care so much. That
Worst case, he just drops in and hits the enhanced Olympics, and he might actually be able to do something
There we
sweet
go.
in there.
yeah.
I don't know why I have so many bodybuilding videos on my Facebook, but there's lots of like what we're gonna do. We're go to the show, flex, and no matter how big or ripped or not big you are, 99% of the comments are like, "This dude's on steroids." So it's like even if you're natural, like that's cool. If you truly are, then you can say you are, and you know in your heart you are. But like if you even did a little tiny bit of steroids, you might as well just do them because people think you're on them anyway. I know it's always been kind of the
Except your
case. but-
balls will shrink.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of health implications, right?
Right. Well, that I guess yeah. So it's like, can you try them and say you're like not on them? Like, I'm
Well,
serious. If you tried them for
could
like
have been
2
on them,
weeks,
but you'll shrink.
Ken, you could go on
I was just gonna
steroids.
say.
You got so
There you
much to work with. It wouldn't make a difference, you know. You get back to normal levels.
Yeah, at least normal sized testicles.
But you still
Just
have to work hard though when you're on.
You still got to
steroids.
go to the
You
gym.
still got to go and work hard.
It's not like you
can
just
make
take a
it.
It's not
shot.
like, yeah, it's not like
and
you just take a shot and you're gonna
And
be
you get ripped.
yoked.
right.
It's still hard work if you're running steroids.
I don't
I think
know.
it just speeds up your
It just
recovery
speeds
time,
up your
right?
recovery. Yeah. Well, it depends what you're
And you
using.
can train
yeah.
harder.
Yeah, that's like what the moto guys run HGH because they don't want to get big.
right.
Like you don't want to have huge muscles. You're not working out to get big. You're working out to get like strong and fit.
Quick recovery.
Quick
yeah,
recovery
yeah.
is what you'd want.
Dude, I was laughing on Andrew Schul's last stand up on Netflix. Super funny. He's talking about how like hair pills, like hair loss pills, they make your swimmers not work so well, your sperm. And then he's like, whoa, hold up. I didn't know that when he's talking to the doctor. He's like, so you're telling me that this pill is just that awesome? He's like, yeah, it was helping me not lose my hair, but it's like birth control and it helps me grow my hair back. He's like, why isn't anybody talking about this with that side effect? And I was like, that is true. Cause I then did a little research and I didn't like, if you're trying to get pregnant, you should get off your hair pills. Pretty easy to do. Just don't take them. But that's a pretty sweet double whammy.
But it comes back, or it's like it takes you down and you don't rebound.
It comes back, but you gotta. It's not just like quit taking them and then you're good to go next week. Like it's probably a month or two. But I just thought that was insane. I'm like, I didn't really know it made your swimmers not work as well. So I take hair pills.
You gonna get off them or what?
Probably when I want to have a kid. I think they're working. Not bringing my hair back, but I used to shed like crazy on my pillow. You could just see it. Like I'd wake up, there'd be hair all over. I'm like, and now it doesn't happen.
I didn't notice your hair was thicker because it's short now.
Yeah,
So
and
like it could look a lot thinner.
Some better shampoo and then those hair pills. Again, I don't think my hair is growing back, but it's not falling out like it was.
It's getting more gray.
You're on the hair pills, Mike.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
progressively getting more gray.
Yeah.
Dude, I got grays
No
coming
offense,
in
I don't
too.
mean that in a bad
No,
way.
it's like,
But it's like I
also-
noticed it in the last video. Actually, I was like, oh damn, I
Yeah,
haven't looked
it's
at Mike this
crazy.
closely.
I do want to like dye it for fun. You know, you guys have known. I've always been into like, screw it. I'll try something new with my hair. Get a bowl
Just
cut,
a
whatever.
black?
Diet.
I want
could
to
for the
dye it, but
wedding,
I don't
yeah.
want to like. I don't want to show up and have like Spencer colored hair, and everyone's like, "Whoa,
I don't think
you
any-
dyed
No,
your
I think
hair."
you can do it.
Dude, I got grays
that
coming in
gray.
too.
Yeah, you have
I got
like
quite
5.
a few.
Yeah,
No, they're coming in.
15.
No, I'd say more now.
stressing.
But
I'm stressing.
Spencer's
yeah.
Are you
is cool
stressing?
because
What are you
he's got.
stressing
yeah.
about?
Are you stressing about the grays, or you're stressing
Otherwise,
and then getting grays?
I'd say the grays are probably from past stress.
Is that crazy that like
I'm not
your
stressed
stress
anymore.
can change the color of your hair?
And
What were you
men,
stressed
and
about?
many more
Stress
things.
will change your whole
Yeah, your
body,
whole
your
body.
stomach,
It's
everything.
crazy.
It's like the worst thing.
Oh,
your
yeah.
skin tone and your
Yeah.
skin quality.
You do need a little bit of stress, though. I feel like
Just
Yeah.
to keep you sharp,
keep you
just
sharp.
keep you
Yeah,
sharp.
like
Keep you on edge.
You don't want to be
Although-
too.
so you don't
breezy.
get
Yeah.
loose,
Yeah.
loose and lazy with it.
Yeah, I live pretty stress free now, though. I'd say
yeah.
I don't stress about anything.
What were you
not
stressed
much.
about?
The last thing,
Yeah,
ex-girlfriends. Yeah,
they're stressing you out. Or
Dude.
So
what?
it has been a minute since you've been
so
stressed.
bad. Oh,
Yeah,
it's been a
Spenny
minute.
told
Yeah.
me that. I learned all about that in the
It's
merch,
been a while,
merch
yeah.
barn when we were packing over Black Friday. I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
all about Spenny's stress levels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know.
last thing you want
I
is
feel
to be
like you
stressing about
want-
random shit.
dude, just dumb stuff. Like just
Yeah.
such dumb stuff.
You definitely don't want too much stress, but I feel like you should have a little bit of stress because, like, I don't know, it just like keeps you going. Like, you need something to get up and like go do every day, and you also like you got to build up a tolerance to stress too.
Yeah.
Like, certain people have way higher tolerances to stress than other people, and like you can kind of build that up, but within reason. Obviously, you don't want to just be carrying around so much.
Dude, I've really been testing my stress levels the last month between getting married, planning a wedding, buying a house, planning to build a house, and then everything that we've been dealing with in our business.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like 3 constant stressors, all separate, all at once.
Yeah.
And it's all good. I mean, it's all like,
Yeah,
it's good. It's good stress. It's like, it means that you know, like we're evolving and
Yeah,
like,
for
it's
sure.
taking big steps in life. It's like big life stress. Everyone kind of has them all in their life at some point, but I have like all 3 of them at once.
I feel like our business has always been stressful. Like, right now is not nearly as stressful as it used to be, but
Oh, I've been stressing more about it now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to it. Yeah, speaking of the house thing, because I was looking at getting a house that was roughly the same amount of money as what you're going to be spending. And it was like this close to pulling the trig. And I ended up just backing out because I was just like, just don't want to deal with the stress of it. Like, I knew it was going to cause more stress. To me, that stress wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth the payout.
Yeah.
But granted, you're doing a completely different thing to me. You're building a new house. I was just going to get one, and it was already built, and it wasn't like dialed. You
No,
know?
I told you that too. I was like, is the stress worth it? And it's what I evaluate of like, I try and actually make a lot of my life decisions off of like, is this going to cause me stress or make my life more simple? I was telling Greta this. I was like, I think I just like, I operate a lot better when I'm not stressed out. And in like my line of work, when I'm operating better, like, you know, I'm in a better mood for
Just way better output.
filming videos. Yeah, I have a way better output, right? So like, I try and just evaluate what I'm doing if it's going to cause me stress, because it makes an effect on our business. I actually got to be in like a good state of mind to like bring value to us.
Yeah, you got to
what
have
we're
a good,
doing,
you have to have
you
a
know?
good vibe and be carrying good energy. Like to what I was saying, carrying around a little bit of stress, I think it keeps me pushing. Like, this video bit didn't work out. Now we got to come up with something before in 2 days. That's when you can think of something,
Right.
You know, that's when
Something
things start
really
to
good
happen.
can come out
You
of
know,
it.
like versus if I just said, screw it, we're
I'm
not
not
gonna
stressed
we're not
about
gonna
that.
post it. So you got rid of your stress, but you didn't keep pushing. That's what I'm talking about
Yep.
for good stress.
The biggest thing for me is like differentiating between actual stress, like stress that is imposed on you because of things out of your control, and fabricated stress. Fabricated stress can happen to anyone. I actually was like thinking about it really deeply, that I go, women fabricate a lot of stress. It's not just women. It's all of us. You know, it's like women want to plan something and then all of a sudden they're all stressed out because of this thing that they planned and they wanted to do. But I'm like, but I do the same thing. This is really silly, and that's why it's good to realize that. I go buy a bunch of parts for my truck and then I'm all stressed out because I need to install these parts. It's a bad example, but like,
Yeah.
Mike's stress.
but yeah, it's so you have to understand.
Stresses you out, huh?
Not hey.
Why do you keep doing
Money
it to yourself?
Mike
I
is
guess
stressing himself out. He's buying
Worst
so much
enemy.
shit.
From a broad standpoint, sure, but no, everybody knows buying stuff is awesome. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Click and order online, buying it at the store, that's awesome. But yeah, so that's fabricated stress in my head. Well, I'm stressing myself out because I have parts that I need to install that I bought 3 weeks ago and I still haven't got them on my dang car.
Yeah,
It's just
Mike.
stuff like that. But it's like,
That's
don't
like not real stress though.
exactly. But that's why you need to differentiate between fabricated stress. And maybe that was too silly of an example, but like you like could be like, oh, like I'm not getting this stuff done, and then you tell yourself you're stressed out, even though if you just forgot of all of the whole telling yourself you're stressed out and just did it and just like knocked it out, and then you can't even be stressed about it because you got rid of it. The more you think about something that you put on yourself to do, the more it stresses you out. I don't know. Differentiate between.
But then there's like whole other perspectives to the side of it, like where you have health issues, or
Right.
you're worried about where you're gonna
That's
get your
real
next
stress.
meal, or
That's
you
real
gotta
stress.
you're worried about you gotta feed your baby. You worry
Yeah.
about where you're gonna sleep tonight. That's real stress,
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
almost like that's probably how you build fucking stress tolerance. Not necessarily. You don't want to have those problems, but if you deal with them, other
Right.
things seem a lot smaller
Right.
after that.
Dads don't want socks for Father's Day anymore. Give them something that they're going to wear and look good in, and give them something from Chubbies. Shop with our partner Chubbies and get unbeatable comfort and style in everyday shorts with strap G fabric for ultimate flexibility while maintaining a perfectly tailored fit. Featuring an elastic waistband with a button fly, enjoy the classic men's khaki style with the added comfort of elastic, or complete the fit with performance polos that have soft, stretchy, and breathable fabric. I'm literally wearing my Chubbies right now, actually. But it wouldn't be a Chubbies ad without mentioning their iconic Chubbies Classic Line Swim Collection. It's the top of men's swimwear game. I got a bunch of them, both new trunks and shorts. I love wearing them if we're hitting the lake or headed out in the town. I mean, we're filming right now, and they're my go-to short. Whether you're getting dressed for work, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies has got you guys covered. For a limited time, Chubbies is giving our viewers of the Life Wide Open podcast 20% off your entire order with our code WIDEOPEN at chubbyshorts.com. That's code WIDEOPEN at chubbyshorts.com. Support our show and tell them that we sent you, and don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies.
I'm surprised Evan doesn't have more gray hair. Yeah.
That's the other thing too. There's a difference between like self-inflicted anxiety that like you're dealing with your decisions, and then it's just like fighting your own demons of like, fuck, why'd I do that? It's like the Sunday scaries are a real thing, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if you drink every single day, you have scaries every single day.
I've been getting back into drinking a little bit, but not nearly like we used to, or at least like I used to. And I don't even remember the last time I woke up and was like, fuck, what'd I do? Like, I don't even remember the last
I
time
don't think
did
I've
that.
ever even had a night
Really?
like that. Where
That's
I, like,
crazy.
Woke up
That
and
is
like,
actually crazy.
That's awesome.
I
Where
don't
you
think I've
didn't
ever
regret
done
a
that.
single thing you did?
No, I don't think so.
That's incredible. Seriously.
You might be the only person
Yeah.
I've met that's ever
It's incredible.
said that.
It's Penny.
Well,
You
actually,
were
now that I
just
think
so
about
chill.
it, now that I
Yeah, here,
No.
it happens, but
I
like
don't
you're
even
saying.
think so,
but-
really.
Oh, okay.
It happens to varying degrees. Like, there's
Yeah.
people that wake up that I know that are literally crippled by it. And then also, like, I mean, it doesn't, I feel the same way, Siege. Like, you kind of dabble back in and you feel like you have things more under control. But, like, we've got, like, stable relationships. And then now we're also learning how to not be dickheads. So that helps, Like, you don't accidentally get in some dumb fight with your girlfriend. And that's something, like, when you wake up, you're like, oh, crap. Like, I messed up last night. But, yeah, now basically the only thing I have is I go, man, did I do anything stupid last night?
Yeah.
Was I talking dumb to them or whatever, Like,
I think maybe I've just slowly learned after 29 years of life and just being so critical on myself that I just don't do stuff like that anymore. But also, it really just boils down to if you just drink too much alcohol, you are going to do something stupid. Doesn't matter
feel stupid
who the
about it.
fuck you are.
Yeah.
You're going to say
you're
something
just a little
stupid.
blurry on
You're
it,
going
and
to do
then that
something
starts
stupid.
making you worried.
You're going to be a little bit weird. It also depends on who you're hanging out with and the situation. But like generally, like if you just don't overconsume, you're probably not going to do
Yeah, it
something
helps.
stupid if you're not an idiot.
Yeah. That's very true. 'Cause
But
now
even if
that
you're smart, you're gonna do some dumb shit.
now that I'm sober, I just don't even think twice about anything I do. As in, like, because I know for a fact that whatever it is can't be nearly as crazy or stupid as it was when I was drinking.
Yeah, and you made it with a clear conscience.
Yeah,
or clear
exactly.
mind.
So even if someone was like, "What the fuck were you doing, man?" If you're dead sober, you're like, "I don't know. Just chilling."
Yeah.
It's being
I was
dumb.
pretty worried about you, actually, Mike.
He is.
Yeah, because you've been like falling asleep like on top of the covers with
Oh yeah,
your clothes
he
on.
he said, yeah.
And Evan's like, dude, I don't know. It's like, yeah, he's like drunk Mike all over again.
Yeah.
Except for the only excuse he has is he isn't drunk, and that's a problem. Why is he falling asleep like that and
He was
sleeping
really
past his
stressed
alarm
out.
clock?
And then I kind of
Like,
blamed
he's
it
all
on him
concerned.
because I'm like, dude, because I DD your ass, and then bar close comes around, and yet it's still not time to leave. I'm like, it was 2:30. It was 2:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to leave so
Yeah.
bad. And then we get to the hotel at like 3:15, and I'm like, sorry, I slept in my clothes.
That's worse than you drinking. Is you having to DD around and fucking stay out till 3:30? Is
I mean,
no fun just being sober,
I
hanging around
definitely-
a bunch of drunk idiots, and then you got to drive them. They're like, "We want McDonald's," and you go over there.
For the
and
most
then
part,
they're
it's
just being
fine.
slow as shit.
Evan gets so mad when he's drunk too. Remember when I tried to go to bed early and he's like, "You're
He's
just gonna
actually-
you're gonna leave Mike and me alone? Like,
He goes,
what are you doing?" And I
Spenny
was-
acts like he tries to party so hard and like be that guy. You're straight up not, bro. And it was like getting really serious.
Yeah,
and
he
we're
was
just like,
pissed. I was like, dude, I gotta go
I'm
to
just
bed,
going to
man.
bed.
I don't see the point on drinking a bunch of beers on a Tuesday. Like,
It's
I'm
Tuesday.
just gonna go to bed.
I partially beat myself up because I kind of was that guy. So if you were, I'm like, if you're gonna hang out and you're like gonna be sober, then drive. I was kind of like mean about. I wasn't like mean to them. I was like, dude, seriously.
Well,
like,
I
if you're
think that's fair.
Yeah, if you're gonna hang around and be sober, like, yeah, you're gonna drive us home. That makes sense. But that doesn't mean that all the other rules are out the window. As in, like, yeah, I'll drive you home, but like, why 4 nights in a row and why all of them have to be past?
You don't have
2
to
a.m.?
hang out though.
Right. Yeah,
But yeah,
so I'm
like,
saying
if you're
if I
gonna-
am,
If you're
yeah.
gonna like go to the Roadhouse with everyone and
You
you're
should
not
drive 'em
drinking,
home.
I think that's fair to drive. But also,
But not fair to
they have to
make
leave
3
on your
stops.
agenda.
Yes.
They have to leave on your agenda. So like, if it gets to where you have to stay an extra
And I'm-
3-4 hours just waiting around for everyone to go home,
And
then
I'm like
it's-
way
you do
too
whatever you want.
easygoing, you know? Like, even when I do finally lay down the law and everyone's like, what? Really? And I'm like, what?
That's not the real Mike.
Yeah.
Come on, they're like,
I gave you like 6 passes to stay longer, drink more,
6
run-
free passes. Too.
run
Those
you to
are
the
free
gas
passes.
station. Yeah.
Dude, it's like it's so easy to understand when you're sober, and then as
it's so
soon as
hard.
you have one drink, you're just like, yeah, what do you mean Mike can't bring us to McDonald's
Yeah.
and
You're
get
just
food?
having fun.
Yeah, you're just having fun. Like as soon as you're boozing, it's just like all just like sober
Common
thoughts,
sense, yeah.
common sense. It's like general
Yeah.
respect of like sober time out the window. It's just like, what do you mean? We're partying, bro.
I thought we were buddies. You can't gonna stop and make for your buddy.
But you guys know me. I don't mind when it gets late. I actually really don't mind it. What I do mind, and I'm sure a lot of people DDing mind this, is it's the multiple stop thing. It's the, yo, can you go pick up this girl? Can you go pick up my buddy? Can we go buzz whatever? And I'm like, what? No. I'm hanging out here. Just because I'm
Yeah.
not drinking doesn't mean I'm not hanging out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not like Uber driving.
Yeah.
We almost kind of have stopped using the Sprinter van for that reason. It just got to be too many stops. It was too
It's
many stops.
literally what
and,
it was.
And then like it's like riding the school bus home.
Or,
It
yeah,
takes
I'm
an
s-
hour.
I'm
and
starting
you're
to
like,
Now
realize-
we got school buses, so
That's true. We
Go.
did just get.
we
some
could
school
probably
buses.
just sell the Sprinter van at this point.
True.
Cash out on that thing and then just buy.
Just put a slightly comfier
You could buy
seats in the short
30,
bus.
30 school buses.
We don't need to
We
do
just,
that.
I think we just keep the short
We
bus.
all have our own school bus.
and we'd be dialed.
Evil Knievel just rolled in his grave. 30 school buses?
I honestly wouldn't even care if we sold the Sprinter van. I don't know if it's worth.
Now that
much
we have
money.
the short bus, I wouldn't either. But
the thing's trash. I don't know if we'd get like how much money do you think we'd get for that thing.
100
Like
racks.
80.
You think 100 racks?
85.
Dude, that thing's so sick still.
Yeah, it's not.
I'd
bad.
live in that
Honestly,
thing.
it's kind of like back to what you said about the supercar thing. Like, at face value, it's there. Like, yeah, it's a little rough
Yeah.
around the edges, but like that doesn't make it worth much less.
We didn't buy it to be a party hauler though. Like we bought it because it's like really good for getting our crew around and like filming intros and like
And that's what we've been using it for lately.
yeah. That's what we use it for now. But like, you know, it just slowly just turned into just like what our limos were. So we had one limo that we bought for $3,500, and that thing was a Lincoln Town Car limo. Probably fit what?
30 at most.
No, but like 15 comfortably
Yeah,
in there.
15.
And we would pile every single person that we knew into that thing.
That was fun.
And then we got a Ford Excursion limo.
That one fit like 30.
That thing fit 30, and we would fit like 45 into it.
Yeah, it was actually insane.
And
That
then
was
and then
fun.
we got the Sprinter, and the Sprinter's tough because it's supposed to carry like 8 people comfortably, but we still pile like
17.
yeah, like
big.
17 in there.
And it is cool. It's cool to be the group or whatever that lets other people come on. You know, it's like you run into some like distant buddies and they're like, dude, can we hop on? It's cool
Distant
to have
buddies.
them. Well, I'm just saying, like, if they're your close buddies, they're probably already on. But, you know, or some people, some girls, some whatever. It's cool to have them come on, but then you run into more people than you want on there. And,
Making all these
how
stops.
how are we going to get home?
Yeah.
Because we.
Yeah, because then it's
Well,
like
the bus will drop you off.
Yeah.
we hire a driver for it, right? And then it's just like, oh yeah, the Sprinter van's just like free game to just bring us wherever then. And then you find out like the next morning that the Sprinter driver didn't get home till 4:30 in the morning, and we're like, oh, they're never gonna fucking pick up
Call us again.
our phone call again.
The last time I drove the Sprinter, I have a snap of it pulling into the driveway at 5:45 a.m. After I dropped everybody back off in all the different places, and I went, that sucked. But I mean, it is what it is. And that was a long time ago. That was the last time I drove the Sprinter van.
It is still fun though.
It's so
It
fun,
is.
dude.
Should we
God.
fire? It is
Fun.
fun. Let's
It's
do
like
it.
should we
it got
fire?
me fired up, dude. Me and Spenny and CJ actually had a great time, and Gavin, Mechanic Gav, last summer. That was like the last like Sprinter van outing that I've had.
Dude.
It was last August, and man, that was fun.
I'm down to rip the Sprinter van tonight or even
Let's go
tomorrow.
golfing in that thing.
I'd be down.
There you go.
And then we could like cruise around and like
All the things were like,
Yeah, we
this
just
sucks.
talked
They were like,
ourselves
we should
back
do
into
that.
it.
That
and we could
was
like use the internet,
Cruise around
and
and
the
drop
massaging
everybody-
seats, and
drop
then keep
everybody off
The
at
baby
house.
on both TVs.
Yeah, we'll put debate, watch music videos while we're on both screens.
Can take it to the golf course too.
Honestly,
I'm down. Let's do it.
There's
All right,
no
book it.
to have a couple drinks and be in the Sprinter van with all the boys. There's
it's-
probably nothing better. Like it's way better
Yeah.
than being in a bar.
It
and
is
like,
fun.
It's
It is.
so
When you get to
sick,
the bar,
dude.
it's just like, oh damn.
We should
Yeah.
get back in
I
the
kind of
Sprinter.
want to just
Dude.
like drive around in the Sprinter.
I know,
The Sprinter
it's
van's
so
more fun at the
sick.
bar. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
it is.
Yeah.
It really is. And even it doesn't even need to be stacked, and it doesn't need to be like
No,
jumping.
it's more
Better.
fun when there's less
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's more fun when it has the right amount of people for the amount of seats there is. As soon as like you gotta like double up and do all this shit,
That's not
that's
fun.
when it's not fun.
Yeah, we ain't selling that shit.
That
Yeah.
thing's so
Yeah, we ain't
sick.
selling
That
it,
thing's
dude.
so sick.
Where the fuck were
We
gonna
would
start?
just sell it and be like, what are we doing?
We gotta get
We just
another
get a
one.
different one.
But
yeah.
as soon as we got the short bus, I'm like, I want to
Short bus
I want
would
to have a
work.
big like all DD, and I want to take everyone on the
Dude,
short
straight
bus.
up.
No.
Maybe
We should use
should.
this big
Let's
bus,
just
bro.
use
let's
Use
use
the
the
big
bus.
bus
The
so
big
that
bus.
you can straight up bring
Yeah.
Those
everyone.
buses are
Let's do
pretty
that.
awesome, and they're actually, I mean, not
They're
to no
clean.
surprise, they're clean but easy to maneuver.
Yeah.
They're not as hard as you
so
think.
easy to drive.
Really good turning radius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so easy to
I didn't mind
predictable.
driving that thing home 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that was fun. So yeah, you're right. Screw the short bus. We're doing the long bus, and then we actually can be that guy, those guys, and be like, yeah, of course you can come on.
What we did, what we could do is turn the seats sideways,
But
so
we
they're
just
like
can't drop
to the
you off.
windows,
Yeah.
and then we could
Yeah.
put fireman poles,
Some roof supports.
in case you wanted to like, roof supports. That's what they would be better for.
It's interesting that you brought this up. When we bought those buses and I was talking with the insurance guy, he had 3 questions. How many people does it sit? Are the seats facing normal or sideways / party bus? And then 4 was, do people pay you to ride on it? Which I said no to everything because it's not a party bus, but like that was the thing. If it was turned into a party bus, they were like, you're not going to insure you.
Makes
No,
sense, honestly.
how many people does it fit? Nope.
Dude, I'm
Doesn't-
down
Perfect.
to the
Well,
golf course.
Ben, call your driver.
Oh wait, I also have a really funny story about when I
With a
got pulled
Sprinter.
over on the way to the car show that I want to tell. So you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
how-
whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
You got pulled over?
Yeah, on the way to the car show that we went to a little bit ago, I got pulled over because I got vanity plates. They don't tell you whether like they're good or not, but I got Money Mike for the Viper. Very
Sick.
exciting. MNYMIKE. And they take 8 weeks to
In
come in.
black.
No, they don't make black plates.
Oh, okay.
They
I was
don't-
going to say,
Dakota.
because I ordered vanity plates in
Stupid.
black,
I know.
and they never came for mine.
And then they
I
came
thought-
in non-black.
No, and I don't know. It was real confusing. But long story short, I was running the wrong plate on my Raptor. I was running my Lambo plate on my Raptor for a year because I thought it was the right one. It was the wrong one, and then I got pulled over, and they told me that. And I was like, well,
Wow.
yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I was gonna say it's not coming in black, but okay.
No, it's not. And so all they give you is a piece of paper, not laminated for this position in your license plate. They just say tape that in your back window. So I went and re-registered all my cars, and I like getting the customized plates. So all my cars are like plateless. And the Viper, you can't see it. The truck, you can't really see it anyway. I'm driving the Viper. The window's angled. I get pulled over. No surprise. It's actually the cop was in the parking lot that we were in and followed us all the way out. You guys took off. I got pulled over on the on-ramp.
Oh, after Canes, he hunted you down.
Yeah, he was just like waiting for me to get onto a public road before he pulled me over. Pulls me over and goes, I'm just trying to figure out, you don't have registration. So what's going on? And then I'm like, here's the space paper. He's like, all right, what is this? I'm like, this is my registration. I'm like chilling because I'm good to go. Yes, this is a pain in the butt. I probably should have tried taping the piece of paper or something. And he's like, all right, so this is all they gave you. I'm like, yeah, this is all they gave me. And he's like, just doesn't know what to do. Classic. How often does that happen to us where the DNR or something jams us up and they don't know what to do? And he's like, all right, well, you just sit tight. I'm like, yep, take your time, man. And then a second cop pulls up and kind of like starts asking me the same questions. He's like, yep, so we're just trying to figure out, if this car is registered. Yeah, it is. And then he's like, we ran the VIN and just nothing's coming back. I'm like, that's an issue. Like, what do you mean nothing's coming back? He's like your name's not coming. I'm like, oh, okay, my name. But like, it's not like nobody scrubbed the VIN or anything. He's like, I don't know. We're just trying to figure it out. Okay, cool. And then he goes, so where'd the car come from? I'm like, Ohio. And he's like, you know anybody in Ohio? I go, nope. He's like, you didn't know who had the car before you? I'm like, I didn't know him. I mean, I knew him from the sale. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, well, like, you buy it from a dealership? And I'm like, I got it on eBay. And he goes, you said eBay? And I'm like, yeah, eBay. Like eBay Motors. Just all chill. And he's like, and you live in North Dakota? I go, yep, I just moved there. I totally guessed when I guessed when I transferred my license over. I'm like, it was the beginning of the year. He's like, yeah, it says January. I'm like, all right, good. And then he's like, he comes back again and he's like, listen, this is a really nice car, and you don't have registration on it. I'm like, I do. I just showed you.
Yeah, it's in the window.
And he's like, we're just trying to make sure that it's not stolen. And I was like, I was waiting for you to say that. And I was like, it's not stolen, but take your time, do what you got to do, and figure it out.
Because if that was your Viper that was stolen, like, you'd appreciate them asking all the questions and possibly getting that thing back.
I was solely entertained by it, but I was not upset that they were insinuating that it might be stolen. And then, since North Dakota has much more lax rules on registration and stuff, he was trying to figure out if my North Dakota ID was fake, so that so I could like register my car in North Dakota. And I'm like, it's not stolen. And they just still like, I was there for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you were a long way behind us.
And I was like, me sitting there in my allegedly stolen Viper. They
were
super nice.
Want to watch the YouTube video of me buying it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Did you pop that up?
Yeah. And then so I did, and some kids start hollering at us. He goes, you know them kids? Like, kind of like, and I was like, I don't personally know them, but they know me. And he's like, how? And I was like, we have a YouTube channel. All right, okay. And I'm like, did you see the guys in the other supercars ahead of me? Yep. I'm like, that's what we do. And then I like showed him the thumbnail, and he's like, all right. And they still like spent another 5 minutes like deciding what to do.
oh my gosh.
And it's just like, I really need to like laminate those pieces of paper and put them, because I'm just gonna get 8 weeks. Like, that's like another month and a half.
Long.
Yeah.
So
The whole summer driving it.
yeah.
Guys, I think AI is coming for our jobs.
Us?
The new
us.
the
Podcast job or what job?
I think podcast job. I think YouTuber. I think everything.
The new
I think
Google
influencer,
VO3.
even though we don't call us that. I think AI is coming for our job.
In which way?
I mean, have you seen? So Google released this new
It's
AI
crazy.
software that basically you can take a prompt, which of course it all is in the prompt, but I think there's going to be people that are creative enough to make it, and you can make a video that actually looks realistic now. Like in this case, they're kind of memeing like a Mr. Beast style video here, but check this out.
Into a zoo to prove one man is enough to fight a gorilla.
I mean, it still looks fake though.
I'm gonna lick this glowing pole. Let's see how many views this gets.
Like,
No plan. No shoot.
like the wind noise and the
In liquid cement until it hardens.
obviously these prompts are made to be impossible
They
challenges,
do look good.
but it's pretty realistic.
That's pretty crazy.
It looks real.
Yeah, it does look. Yeah,
But you can tell something's a little off.
it is
Something's
a little bit
off.
weird. It's kind of cheesy. Like it's like weird.
There's always something about like the voices that it's like that's not how a real person would say that kind of phrase.
There is like a YouTuber that's not real. Like it's
That's what I
AI that's like popping and people don't know.
Things
AI.
are just moving really fast because I do remember a few creators but they had to do that. So they would record a video, then they would change their voice, then they would AI like themselves over and over and over, and then it was still being essentially created by a human. But now the new Google VO3 thing, it's just like it creates the human, all the audio, the background music, the wind noise, the birds, like everything is just a part of essentially one big prompt instead of having to bring it through the video AI, the audio AI, color enhancing AI.
Dude, I mean, I even through this podcast, when I pop on my phone, it's because I'm chat GPTing AI
For sure,
questions, and it can find me information or a clip or whatever so quick.
Here's this brand, which is actually like a moderately big brand advertising on Facebook. That's AI.
Yeah, straight up.
Guy's got a little bit small of a head for his shoulders.
It looks when you scroll through, you're like, okay, real, and then you're like, wait, this guy is
What's up with his arms? His arms look a little like the way he's holding. I don't know, some slightly
His
off.
biceps look like into his bodies. Like his shoulders not lined up properly.
Yeah, and his hair.
God, it's just
looks
so
like
perfect.
Ryan.
How is it so perfect?
He does look like Ryan right now.
Look at that skin.
Look, they actually got like the same hair and beard, Ryan. Holy shit.
If you stay in
That's
that gym,
me, dude.
Ryan, you could be that.
I should just stay in the gym and start wearing coconut oil. Fingers are like the dead giveaway, right? Yeah, see, he's got a finger behind it.
Look at his eye though, the left eye.
Yeah, it just don't look that real. Like this one, this is the first one I saw.
Just a little too,
and it made me question it for a while. And then I saw another one of their ads, and I went, all right, this is definitely give me family man on private jet, because the jet doesn't make any sense. It's only got one row of seats, but it's too wide. Anyway.
You know who they need to AI to bring back and make new content? Outdoor Boys.
Oh, dude.
Already? Let the hiatus sink in. Let yourself miss them.
Why do you guys think like Outdoor Boys blew up almost due to a meme?
Yeah,
like they were obviously
so.
already big and successful. I'm not taking away anything from them, but then where they became superstars was over like a meme, like people almost memeing them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do. I know exactly what you're saying. I think it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was just like the fact that it's like a guy that shouldn't be as famous as he is. Like his personality isn't your classic like celebrity. And then I think just with the internet doing what the internet does, they're like, yeah, this is our guy.
Yeah, because he was wholesome to watch.
Yeah,
It was just
we're
good,
gonna
TV.
blow this guy up.
He literally, like, as far as socially, never made a mistake. It's like he never really like. There was no. Did you hear what he said about this? Like he was so
Just a
tried
casual
and
guy.
true. Dude, it's just incredible. 15 million subscribers.
I think he did 10 million. I think he did 10 million of them in
18 months. 12
That's
million in 18
insane.
or
months.
12 million.
It was this guy that's probably mid 40s, and he basically does like survival type content out in the wilderness in the middle of Alaska in the dead cold of winter, where he'll go out, he'll dig a cave, and he'll do like his 5-day survival. And then it's like the most simplistic editing and filming of it. But the guy is just like, he grew up in Alaska, and he has like the most wild pocket knife of skills of like surviving off of nothing.
Like a Swiss Army knife.
Dude, it's
like-
insane.
Like
And so
it's like second nature to him. He's not going out and being like, here's all the things that I need to learn to do this. No, he just goes out and makes surviving on almost nothing look easy.
yeah.
Casual.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like a nerdy white guy with dad
He literally
jokes.
just looks like an office guy.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Yeah, he's just an
he was
office
a
guy.
lawyer that
And he
quit
just
being a lawyer,
rips.
and then he started doing this. But he basically got so famous in the last 18 months, 15 million subscribers on YouTube.
That's insane. I mean, that's insane numbers of eyeballs on
insane. He said he was so famous now that he can't live a normal life because he has like, a couple kids, 3 kids, I think, and a wife. And he was like, I'm so famous now. If I continue on this trajectory, I will not be able to like leave the house without taking photos and meeting people and like, being like a celebrity. And he was like, that's not the life I want to live. So I'm done making YouTube videos. He's just quitting.
And I just
hanging
love
it up.
like people were just saying like,
Respect,
I mean,
dude.
he did kind of win.
He's retiring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
don't
because I
know.
think he just
Yeah.
wants to live a moderately simple life in Alaska or somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Like you know, not like he wants to move to LA and be in movies or anything like that. He
Yeah.
beat what he wanted to do, which is pretty cool actually, to be like, all right, I'm happy here. That doesn't happen a lot. Either people quit right before they get to the edge or never realize their dreams, or then they get so locked in that they can't stop. So like pretty cool that he was just like, I'm happy here. But now, dude, I feel like if I saw him, I'd be like, holy shit, like you're the reclusive.
It's an even bigger
outdoor.
deal.
It's an even
It's
bigger
a
deal.
deal now.
So like I hope that doesn't negatively affect it. I hope that it actually works how he intended and people give him the space he deserves.
People are gonna be going to Alaska to try to
gotta
find him.
find him.
We gotta find him. We gotta get him back.
It is unfortunate we never had the collab. Boys, Outdoor Boys.
Oh, true.
That'd been insane.
Yeah.
We
He
coulda
would have
had
been
him in
straight
a
up having to take
24-hour
care of
igloo.
us.
Dude, he would have been like, how do you guys get through your day? What do you mean you don't know how to start a fire without a match?
Back to the AI thing, I did try. I worked with the prompts and tried to make an AI video. I guess you guys will have to let me know how I did.
What do you know? Money Mike don't believe in banks.
It's actually
Is that you?
that's you, bud. 8 seconds.
It looks
I
like Mike
love
when he
that.
was 10. Literally same haircut.
What did you say that Mike was Asian?
No, This is who Money Mike learned from. Money Mike's the little kid. This is his
Okay.
origin story.
Okay.
And then Money Mike was like, "Wow, I want to be just like this guy."
We got the Gen 4.5 Viper.
You just saw
Dude,
this
I
guy
love that.
giving out money, and he was driving a red Viper, and Mike said, "That's who I
All of
want
his
to be."
buddies are throwing money in the air.
Dude, I
His
love
whole
it.
family.
It actually is hard. I tried really hard to like make a half-ass good video, and like it was hard to get something to come out that I actually like was even moderately amused with.
Yeah. When I was trying to use it for like pictures for landscaping, it works, but not perfectly. And they're not like
Always kinda
great.
messes
It's always
something up.
something's a little mess, and like, or you tell it to change one thing and it changes 3 things.
Everything.
You know, but it is an insane tool.
Have you heard why they're pushing this AI to make like the advancements so fast? Ken, do you know?
No idea.
The rumor on the internet of what I've heard is now that all of like the Epstein Island and the Diddy trials are like going on, that they're gonna then make it so good that people go like, this is AI.
I could see that
I don't
happening.
know, but
Who's they?
just rock with the story.
I could see that happening.
I don't think Diddy and Epstein were involved in AI.
No.
I mean,
Oh, but the people that could
What-
be,
what-
I get that. Like the
There's
people
like-
that could be implicated in his trials
yeah,
Possibly.
are like, they're the ones funding it.
yeah, they're like, dude, we got to get this AI shit going so we can blame this story, and it'd be a precedent-setting case. You know, like it would be the first AI, somebody trying to get out of a case using AI.
I see your point.
I don't necessarily believe it either.
I don't know if I believe it.
But yeah, I guess that's what people have been saying.
Like the advancements of AI, I feel like is not like, oh, we gotta get this shit out. Diddy's trials coming up in 45 days.
I guess.
Yeah, what's up with that
Are
whole
they
situation?
Are they trying to get like the AI? Let's say, let's use video for example. Are they trying to get the AI video so good that they can say footage from Epstein Island was AI created?
Well, presumably, it's like anything. It's not going to be like this HD video like I took of us.
Right.
It's going to be some grainy security cam footage
they're
or
gonna
whatever.
claim-
You just be like, no, that's AI. I didn't do that. Look at what you can create with
Curious.
AI. That isn't me.
We don't go super in depth with it, but when we take a video, it'll tell you in the information that it was taken on a Sony
Yeah, where it
A7S III on a 16 to 35 lens on an iPhone. It'll tell you all that stuff, but like how much does that hold up? I wonder.
I have
But
no
you
idea.
can scrub all that information off and
yeah.
put in fake stuff.
Okay,
Like,
I
it's
figured.
not like
I figured you could.
that information is just permanently attached to that clip.
Right.
All I know is if, we do take this Sprinter van out golfing and then to the bar and I do anything embarrassing, dude, it was AI last night. It wasn't me.
There you go. I love that. Start telling Ev that. Ev's gonna sleep like a baby once
Yeah.
he finds out that AI can. Oh, it was AI.
It was AI.
Oh, it's just the AI. Try to go hit the course, eh?
I'd say.
I knew CJ'd be down.
Already got a tea time, 5 o'clock.
Oh, he's super down then.
Gotta
I gotta
test
go
out-
change my oil.
Gotta test out the new clubs.
Well, if you guys made it to this point in the podcast, hit subscribe if you're new here. And if not, we'll be back next Tuesday. We'll see you then.
Thanks. Peace.